Hello, and welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. I'm Bilo, I'm your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a Kosi. What is that football club? And in today's video, we will be previewing the DSTV Premiership match between Kaizer Chiefs and Royal AM. A very big game, a very big game because of a lot of things. We've played against the Royal AM since their status was bought from being Bloom Celtic to being Royal AM. We've played against them 3 times and they beat us. Lesser score, they scored 4 goals. They came again, won 1-0 beginning of the season. It was 1-0 again. So essentially, we have not won a single game against Royal AM. And now we are coming to play against them in our worst run ever, like right now in this season. So now we are in a position where we are just hoping Guti we play and perform well. And let me just see if I can share my screen right now because I want to show you something. Just window capture. Okay, so this is the log, and as you can see, guys, like Royal AM right now, look at their form. Royal AM in their past 5 games, they only have 5 points. 5 points, 2 losses. If you compare them to us, we have 6 points. But our run is worse because it's 3 consecutive losses. And for them, it's just been how many losses? It's only been 2 losses, and then they've not been consecutive. So it was a win, a loss, and a draw. For us, it's just bad. And if you look at the second thing, is that right now what Royal AM has going for them is the fact that Bona, it's like they're improving at the very least from what they were doing. Tina, we're doing so well, and we just went from good to like the worst condition that we could be in. So that sucks for you Chiefs. And look at our goal difference. It's -3 back -5. That does not really look good for us. If you look at our points, 21 bana 20, it's not 24 bana 21. So if they win the game by 1-0, they essentially have 4 or -4 goal difference, the same as us, and the same number of points as us. And if we lose this match and say Cape Town City draws, they're above us. Amazulu wins, they're above us. So Sesu number 8. Arrows wins, they're above us. This match can take us, even if Chipper wins. Royal AM beats us. We are at position 11. Imagine, like last week we were talking about how Chiefs could move from Chiefs could move to number 2, Chiefs could move to number 1. But now we're looking at a team that is headed out of the top 8. Like, I'm the last person who even wants to see Chiefs fighting for a top 8, because I believe squad set might not be the league winning squad or whatever, but it is a squad that should at the very least be second after Sundowns. Forgetting we're winning anything, but at the very least we need Chiefs to be somewhere. My position at out, because right now we are still in the top 8 because everyone else in the league is poor. We're not in the top 8 because we've been working hard. It's just because everyone else is poor. And that is said. So as you guys are joining in, please do make sure to smash the like button. Give me your predictions for the match, give me your starting 11, and let me know why you would start those players, or what you think Zwane would do, or what you think Zwane shouldn't do. Let me know down on the comment section below as we continue to talk about the game point by point. If my energy is a bit low, it's for one, it's just 12:30 and I'm very tired, but we move. That's what they say, we move. So I think there are a lot of things that are expected from Zwane at this point, and I will keep on saying this. His support from some of us is unwavering for Zwane. We want him to do well, right? That's standard. That's what we want. However, games like Le Royal AM, games even like Le Sundowns, Amazulu, games we're never supposed to lose because of the amount of chances we created. People will tell you because there are different factions, even with the anti-Mangete group, or people who are saying Mangete out. Gwabona but divided. There are some who are saying they don't see any change in the football that Zwane is playing. On the other hand, konabati polele mnandi alisizi if guguti uzochi kudliwe. And then on top of that, bese kuba khona abanye abathi kungcono umuntu avela adlale ibhola eli according to the team that he has, because other people believe that Zwane does not have ibhola lokudlala ngalabadlala nabo, like ukudlala I mean, what's this, pass and move and all that stuff. So some people are saying that, some people are saying there are a lot of things. So Zwane, it's up to him to make the bold decisions. Tomorrow Zwane kumele enza ama decisions are bold, not tomorrow on Sunday. Well, tomorrow on my side anyways. Ukuthi kumele ngempela enze the decisions that will be without fear, without favor. We've seen him make some decisions that we've been like, okay, we are good with this, you are doing a good job being decisive and giving, like for instance, giving Abomdu a chance this season, giving Umahlatsi a chance to play this season. I was impressed when he did that. So all these small things that he has already started to do, it's time to just go all in and say, you know what, we've lost enough. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to trust my instincts and do what is right, because mazoloku enza izinto questionable uzoqhubeka lokho eqhatha nabantu. And the last thing I want is ukuthi abantu begcina bemjikela ngezinye zezinto obvious that we'll talk about, that we all know ukuthi Zwane shouldn't be doing, and he should be doing much better when it comes to that. And before we even go to the starting 11, I think this is going to be key. Whoever starts the game, mabenga perform, kumele bakhishwe. Yabo, before we even go to the starting lineup, ukuthi this is the person who's going to start, this is the one who's going to be on the bench. Siyakubona lokho. Let's just go to the fact that whoever starts the game, they should be under clear instructions ukuthi the team is bigger than you. If you underperform, we will pull you out at halftime. And even if Zwane does not say that to the players directly, ukuthi ngizokhipha amabhozi, he doesn't have to say that. But if umdlali underperform, kumele akhishwe, because that's one of the things that we're gonna fight. Ukuthi hayi ibhola liyafika phambili but uKeleb uyageja, or ispace isikhona behind the defense ye-Royal AM but we're not exploiting it. Why? Because we don't have a pace. So uKeleb usafuna ne-grounding, mkeep. I'm talking in an instance where you are playing someone njengoKeleb ozoba slow, ngeka exploit i-lack of pace yama-defender, makukuthi ama-defender like i-pace wakhathele. Indecision kaZwane has to stop. He has to stop. Yabo, ngiyanizwa manje abanye bakhuluma ngama favoritism, bakhuluma ngezinye izinto, Yabo, indaba yamasap iyasishaya. That's just the biggest thing that I feel like Zwane needs to fix. Ngiyakubabona Caleb ageja, but lento ukuthi kungashintshwa abadlali beboza angiyifuni le nto leyo. Ayingiphathi kahle. Like ayingiphathi kahle. Uyambona mfethu Caleb uthi akaperform igame yonke. Usumdlalisile because this can happen. Let's just say kusasa he doesn't play Caleb, he plays Umdu. And then Umdu underperform for 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Umiyeke grounding. I don't care who the player is. If the player is not having a bad game, pull them. Keep. I cannot stress that enough because it's been the thing that I am critical of. I can be happy with everything else that he does with the team, but when it comes to our subs, I am not happy. You have 5 subs. You can substitute 3 times. The 4th time is the half time. You can use the half time to make the first sub if Kubuti team was that bad. If team was that bad, half time make a double or triple sub, and then the other 2 players uzobashintsha later on during the game. Ukuthi when izothi phela game, you go out of the game, you have unused subs. I don't see how that is on. That is just not on, because basically you are saying I would rather keep the players ababhedayo kunokuthi ngifake someone who could have him impact a game in. Like, look at recent evidence of what happened when he changed uSamngelo at halftime against the Sundowns. He brings in Ustebe performs, siyaqala siyambona egroundini because Samngelo sasingamboni first half, and then Ustebe comes in second half. All of a sudden he's everywhere, he's getting the ball there, he's starting the moves from the back and all those things, which is something that Uzwan has not been doing in other games. Like even in that same game, we could have still done other things like changing Caleb earlier. We could have still changed Utoli earlier. We could have taken those players much earlier. Change the system. Be decisive. Okay, let's system yokuqala, it does not work. So let's find a way to make the system works for the second half. So that's the first thing that I will just say, Guti. We need to do that. So let me just read my comments in Uguti atin, because comment right now that is stressing the point that I also want to continue on my subs, because in the subs it's not just in the Uguti abadlali abanywa scheme who are not good enough to start, but in the subs it's also a matter of it's players who can make more impact from the bench. Like me, KG Vele, ngeke in my team, but I would definitely bring him on in the second half, right? Because as much as Guti, he's not going to give me a starter's performance, but he can give me a finisher's performance. You come in, the defenders are tiring, and then you go after them in a pace. So in a way, you are still as impactful and as important as the player who played before you, because uqalile waqala inkathazo for the defender, and when you are capitalizing on what the other guy has already done. In a way, we have seen ukuthi football in recent years has changed and become so tactical. So even if tactic yakho akusikho ukuthi ufuna ukora in the first half, tactic yakho is that uzoltargeta iside ukuthi even if they are resilient in the first half, you work that side so much, you get them to run so much, such that when the second half comes, they can no longer keep up. Like we've seen so many teams keep up with the Man City, like they keep up with the team. But the City pass ball go right, ilibuyise partner ndawo, ilifake swing nibajah, ilisa side nibajah, iswitch ile kwa right, nibajah liya kwa left, lokhu nethi eventually niyakhathala kugcina kuvuleka ispace qhuma inqako oHaaland banamagola amangaka nje lokho ibhola lokhu lithiwe ku different than Arsenal. Arsenal bazokunikeza uMartina lebhola qhubhe akuqhubhe nje aqhubha akujika kujangena 18 ashaya igoli. Same thing uSaka, uJesus enze the same thing, or ibhola lithathwe Odegaard but uyaqhujwa Arsenal yaqhubha iMan City diqa uzugcina ukhathele. So I think enye into kuba yilokho ukuthi you are placing your pieces in a way that is saying I am setting you up ukuthi if you are good enough to survive the first half, I will bring in a killer blow in the second half by bringing in uSekhot. So your comments played uthi Khosi ngithi Khosi lapho uKhosi unathi says Khosi for life. Tebelo says welcome Khosi Mpilo. Mandla says Khosi. Then Khaletu Chanjo says oyo imakhosi, let's go and support our team. Nokuba kumnyama kubomva siyani bafethu Brampilo, my brother, you keep up the good work by letting us know about Chiefs. Danko lapho. Liberty official says hola Khosi Nation. Awe Nhlanhla Manana says sanibonani sekunjalo, let us not forget, this is very important, I like these comments, let us not forget to press the like button and engage. Yebo kunjalo nje Nhlanhla, Khosi Nhlanhla. And then Khosi Mandla says as long as Caleb is on the bench I am happy. And then Khosi Nhlanhla says at Mandla I am honestly a bit disappointed with Caleb's overall performance so far. It makes the three of us. And then Khosi Blade says Caleb and Kiken on the bench please. Simba says all the best to him. And then Nhlanhla says I would like to see Njabulo Ngcobo being given a chance to be in the starting lineup for at least the next 5 games so that we can see him kahle over a longer time in a Chiefs jersey. Yeah, but the thing is true ukuthi at this point awumane kukhulunywa ukuthi uyazama uyahluleka ngezinye izinto, because enye into that has become a thing that I see with uZwane emhluphayo mayebalalela abantu ukuthi abantu they also say iChiefs ayinaso starting 11, they also criticize that. On the other hand sithi thina ayihlangene le team yakhona awukwazi vele ukuthi uzothi usune starting 11 established. Sesibonile in previous games ukuthi uHlanta akekho serious. If mina kunesikhathi sokubreak up ama partnership, I would say this is the time, because sesibonile I partnership kaQuinika noDove iyavuza for one reason or the other. I might as well put uDove to better use by playing him as a left back so that at least it gives us something going forward. Kunokuthi ngimbeke lapha, at the end of the day what does it give me? Yes, he does give me something. But if ukhipha kwaMuhlante ngipush uDove to the left can make me bring in uNgcobo next to Kwinika, then I am saying something else. And by the way, I'm saying Kwinika is still playing because ngisazokhuluma nge-starting 11, because whether we like it or not, I don't see Chiefs benching uKwinika. Ngizochaza lokho, I've explained it before but I will still explain that again. And then Khosi Tebelo says most of the people are saying Chiefs is going to lose, but trust me Mpilo, we are winning. I love the positive vibes, but there are some people who are saying the same thing when we're about to play Sundowns. Uguti, hey, we are going to win. I was like, yeah, that's my hope too. But and then Khaletu Chanji Khosi says Brampilo, Kune, Solomons, Dove, Njabulo Ngcobo, Ngezana, 6 Cole Alexander, Sithebe, Mahlatsi, Dupree as a 9, Shabalala kwa left or kwa right, and then Sekhota on the right. This lineup can do the good job. Can do the job. I agree. I think it's a very good lineup. It's a very good lineup. Although I'm surprised by Mahlatsi ukuthi uzomnikeza a start in this game, but otherwise I see it as a good lineup. Sengiyacabanga ukuthi ubani osebenchini ngoba uSekhota belana nje lapho. Yeah, it's a good lineup online. And then Umduduzi says Khosi, and then Petros Nchukutu says Zwane is wearing big shoes. Sekhao says I feel like he's stuck in the past regarding subs. Subs are also to be included in the match plans. Yeah, I think this is the comment I was referring to like a minute ago. Uguti ama subs, they are not just there uguti abadlali bebengekho good enough to start uguti ngiqala ngale 11 I stick with this 11. If the starting 11 doesn't work, make some tweaks, make some changes, because it doesn't help to have players like Usithebe in the previous 10 what maybe 7 games he's not been playing, ubevela ahlala ebenchini game iziphele every single time game ibiziphele lokho ehlele ebenchini, kodwa uthola ukuthi umshini sometimes not having a good game, or uDolu ubengakhishwa, or uMart ubengarestiswa kancane, or whoever ubengarestiswa kufaka uSithebe yet ubengadlaliswa, and manje uThema ibuya waperforma, which is good for him. So ile nto le ngenza ngisho ukuthi uzwana ngempela indaba yama-subs kumele ayilungise. And then uModiri Motai says hi Kosi, wola lapho Sihawu says I've seen in the past games where our subs were the total opposite of the starting 11, because enye into ngama-subs umuntu mayekade esebenchini uyazi ukuthi they have something to prove. Laba abaqala igame it feels to me as if they feel entitled to a position ukuthi esami scheme. Bakhona nje abadlali kuChiefs abadlala kanjalo. Yabo uHlanti is one of those players. He just plays as if he's saying esami scheme. Akekho uzosithatha. uMashiyane vele naye uyayibhacazela nje, so angeke nje asithathe ischeme kuHlanti uMashiyane. So because of that, the next best person to take a scheme from uHlanti would be uFrosler, but I don't see anyone else athatha ischeme kuHlanti, and because of that ubona ngathi uHlanti ba relaxela kuna competition. There is no one who's pushing them to play better, so bazovela ba relaxela. And then Lubabalo says Makosi Debelo Michael, I like what you're saying. He says let's give this man a like, guys, come on Kosi. Justice Lushaba says Pudimpilo, Caleb must stay on the bench like Dolly once did. Ubalekela ebola lo muntu. And the most annoying thing when I'm Caleb, what I started to notice ukuthi he's beginning to have a stinking attitude of throwing his hands up. You don't do that egaming. You just don't do that. Mina vele umdlali mayeqala manje yenza izinto that are showing ukuthi ingqondo yakhe is useqathuse kakhulu or use frustrated ngabanye abadlali. Keep it down. Talk to your players. Come on, Fet. I'm making a run. Check. Hamba ukhuluma. Get a hand around your player. Okay, Fetu. Mangrana. Uyazi sikhulumile before the match. These are my runs and blah blah blah. But mawungalithola ibhola nje cha izandla ke manje. So idrama queen sesibuka wena ke manje thina. Ayi. That thing annoyed me. Immense imkhiphile kimi kakhulu vele ubephuma ngalezi zinto azenzayo. But indaba yalo yokuthi manje neattitude yakhe siqala ukustink ukuthi usezoba neattitude that is showing a grounding ukuthi is not happy with his teammates as if yena is playing any better. It's annoying. And then Ndomiso says I would like to see guys Sithebe playing as a playmaker and Cole Alexander as a defensive midfielder. Yabo wena Khosi Ndomiso, I Kusasa uSithebe has actually, yes, let me just keep on saying Sunday, because usually I'm a match preview Wednesday a day before the game. So I will say this, with uSithebe, I feel like it would be wrong if Uzwane benched him. Kusasa, it will really be wrong, because if we're being honest, Umartu can make a case yokuthi kuyise kukhune before kufika uKatsa, and he did play like the box to box kind of thing. But uSithebe kuMazulu, he was mostly playing as a 8 or a 10. But kuChiefs ufika wadlaliswa as a 6. He did play as a 6 before, but prime yakhe in SA football ubedlala more as an advanced player, which means a 8 or a 10. So he's not been given that chance. So it would be fair really if he got his place back, because he won it back. Because if uSithebe performs like that, like he did in the second half against the Sundowns, and then he ends up being benched, what message are you sending to a player like Umshini, for example? Because Umshini udinga nje ukuthi ahlale benchini for one game so that he can reflect and think about his own actions. Ukuthi you must work harder. Ukuthi midfielder, I had a back and forth conversation with someone on Twitter where I was talking about how we considered a goal against the Sundowns. Ukuthi first mistake was uHlanti not covering the pass to the player behind him. The second mistake was him casually jogging. The third mistake was Usamkelo Zwane not making a tackle or committing a foul on that player. the fourth mistake was ukuthi uMarte naye icover yakhe wasn't good enough because he was late to arrive. But ke kaMarte angisi ukuthi I mistake kangako. He was just trying to run and cover, so that's not much of a mistake. But there is one yokuthi since uZwane noMathi had shifted to the right, then umshini should have closed that space emva kwabo atrack umayem. But yena wayijoga nje casually benodoli boba u2, because if one side is overloaded ngebhola you shift to that side. But they were not doing that. They were just casually jogging back. And the person that I was talking to on Twitter was busy talking about how a player who's playing as a number 10 shouldn't be tracking back. He's a creator. This is modern football. Ibhola le itasela phela ayisekho lento ukuthi ngoba uyistriker wena udefend blah blah blah. So omshini nabo ba deserve ukuthi akahlale ebenchini so that mayibuye iwe great yakhe izobe siphezulu, because we've been saying this and he knows kwayena akekho umdlali okumele angene egroundini azukuthi mina I'm an attacker. Chiefs indlela engicasila ngayo umuntu ucisha athuke nenhlambe ekholo. Yazi ngoba ayikho lento leyo ukuthi ngempela umuntu uzovele angatrack back. So sisi attacker sonke ngithi if ukuthi uFrost uzomthola at the edge of the box ye opponent, if ukuthi you will find uMashana cause wangena 18 when I was playing a fullback ku 18 ye opponent, why would our defender, our strikers who are fall forwards not track back when we're marking? You get me? I'm saying all of this to say Ustebe and his right to play in the game against Royal AM, because he performed. If umdlali uzofika perform and then when I don't play them in the following game, you are sending a wrong message. You are basically telling them Guti, when you are a bench player, it doesn't matter how much impact you come in and make in games. Even if you play 3 times better than the original player that I had picked, I will still not pick you. You are sending a wrong message, and we don't want to be sending wrong messages to players. Guti, you can play as bad as you want. So yeah, I think I agree with you ukuthi akangena uSithebe ezodlala simbone ukuthi kwenzakalani ngaye. Kosisi Khao says, I wonder if our wingers do dribbling drills. I'm not entirely happy with Chiefs training. Frost Lahlanti Nkosi Ngiphile Ngcobo and Dolly show no improvement in their game. Yabo ega Dolly ang surprised because he was benched beginning of the season right after those bad performances. So you'd expect ukuthi those things gave him a scare. Ukuthi aibo, you are not performing well, you're not gonna be played, right? But sekuvele kwabuyela nje kule nto le ukuthi useyaboza futhi. Mina nansi into bengisho in the video that I made 2 days ago ukuthi here's the thing. Umdlali siyabona vela bekho serious abadlali bethu. However, if training yabo is making it such that it's their second nature to perform at the highest level, it's not gonna be visible mase bedlala ukuthi bayabheda kahle kahle ngoba bayabheda asikhuluma iqiniso, right? Bayabheda vela abadlali bethu. But that's why ke ngithi mina kumele almost ngathi siyabaphoqa ngosizo ukuthi yenina trainani kahle, korani nanka ama drills njengobusho, the dribbling drills, the crossing drills. I mean mangaka amakhona that we have played into the box aba threatening umbhedo nje kanti senzani thina the whole week is practice ukuya phambili kuphela. Okay lab kodwa still abakayazi movement. Yes. And then Usimba, oh yeah, nendaba ka Frostlana, he's just relaxed that one. I don't know ukuthi ukuthatha block because uSolomon ucishe wasithatha ischeme kuye. Yethu Frost use relaxed futhi. Yangixaka ngempela leyo nto. NoHlanti I've mentioned yakho ukuthi is just like he can see what no one can take the position from him. And then Simba says hope Kune will not be like Spider-Man. He should work hard. It's like all of a sudden he had said that other players what's the word, are being starstruck by playing for the Chiefs. Yet ngithe ngimbona kwi press conference last week, he just looked like he was angry or something, and bese umuntu ethi I don't care abantu bathini blah blah blah. That motivates me even more. His mouth was saying that, but his face was saying I care and I'm affected by what people have been saying about me online and all that stuff. Ungazi ukuthi basenzani online ekubeni beboza, because that thing is going to affect them, and then mase befike grounding bese beyaboza. Guys, please do like the video and also subscribe to the channel. By the way, an hour before the game starts on Sunday, we will 45 minutes before the game starts, I will go live reacting to the starting 11. Siqhubeke siye ku Ndomiso uthi Kwasi Ndomiso says very true Mpilo. I don't like the Caleb gesture when he doesn't get the ball. He throw his hands as if he would do he's the best. I think that's what he's saying. So yeah, exactly, you don't do that at grounding. You're discouraging your teammates, because manje they can see ukuthi aw cha yini manje lo yenzayo, akulaleki nabantu abanjalo. Even if they are good footballers, akulaleki nje nabo. Lungisi says, as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, I'm starting to worry because I fear seeing Chiefs losing 4 times in a row. Yo, the pain would be too much to handle. I think even if we draw on Mlungisi, it will just still be very difficult to take course. It will be really difficult. I can't take another loss. I can't take another draw. I just can't. I only want a win. A win will make me feel better and say, okay, let's go win another game and feel better, and just erase those three back-to-back losses. Okay, let me just jump in straight to the starting 11. Ideally, I would play Ukune, Solomons. I would change this the center back pairing and play Udove on the left. Through the middle, ngihambe ngepace kaNgezana and the ball playing ability Kanjabulo Ngcobo. Those guys have played well when they've started this season. So if you're looking at my starting 11, at my back 5 already, I would have changed everything and only left Udove, but now ngimshintshise position, because akusizi lento yokulokhu sithi hayi changing too much will affect izinto, but izinto right now are being affected already and things are not being changed, and that is why maybe we're losing. So you might as well just start afresh with the new center back pairing, with the right back who's hungry to win back the position, with the left back who's more ambitious going forward with the ball, because vele come end of the season, he's going to be pushed to the left in any case. So might as well start now. And then good defensive midfield. This is where it would get a bit tricky for me, because I would still play Uzwane. I know he's not a defensive midfielder, as a holding midfielder alongside Umart, Pamgwabo ngidlala uSithebe kwi-10. Now I have people who will try to work hard at the very least, Boba Udri. And then on the right ngidlala uMdu, on the left ngidlale uDupri, through the middle ngidlala uDuba. Ungangibuza ukuthi obani amasabham, because if I look at my bench, I only have one player who's gonna come in and impact the game, and that is Usehota, basically, because the rest of the players are not good enough ukuthi bazofika bashintshe game. Maybe Mahlatsi Usehota, the players abasebenchini, naye kudole mayise engena nge-second half uyazi ukuthi uzongena azozama ukushintsha umdlalo. That is me though. But when it comes to Zwane, I will tell you this is literally what will happen, and I called it last week. I'm gonna call it again. Chiefs will play Kone Paleni, Zwane will still bring back uFrosla, kusazodlala Hlanti kwi left back, zodlala uDove noKweneka through ama defender. And I will tell you why Kweneka keeps on being played. It's because not only because he performs, because he doesn't. Not only he doesn't perform, so that doesn't justify him playing. but he plays because he's seen as a leader. Same thing with Utoli, because if you look at my press conferences, who attends those press conferences, Kuba Ukone, Kuba Utoli, and then sometimes Ukwenik, because those players are seen as leaders. Also Khota were just thrown out there because whatever, but usually when people are expected to speak, it's like those guys who are leaders, and you know what they say, would teams need leadership, which I think sometimes those things are just overrated. They are just overrated at some point, because I watched Messi World Cup in 2018. He was just deflated lo Mchitaloy, but Messi ngimbuke ku World Cup in 2022, he wasn't just a player who was performing well, he was also a player who was leading with passion. For one, number two, he was leading by example ngama performances akhe. uMessi akamanga uMessi, but when necessary wawumbone ezama ukupress, ezama ukuthi ama team angadlali, and at some point when ama highest interception from pressing up front, ubone ukuthi okay, he was not only leading by example as ngama performances akhe, but he was also leading ukuthi come on guys, awubaboni nakanye uDolo, ubona nje egeja kuphele kanjalo, he's hanging his head sekuphelile, yet they're still seen as leaders. So indaba yebhande nje mina uDolo vele I was always against it, ukuthi it ngathi lavele lamsinda, and it raised my expectations and then ended up not performing. So the next one, Ukwinika, as I said, that's what's one I will play, and then also he will bring back Samgelo, and then he will play Umat, he will play Umshini, play Dupree, he will still play Utoli, which I know which it's not right, but I will really feel bad. Play Utoli on the right, and then he will play Upemenyimana through the middle, which I just think if Ugemangatwa Guzwane comes back with that starting 11 and he gives me an option, okay Mpilo, change one player, I would keep Utoli over Pimenyimana. If I was asked, just change one player, you can't change any other player, I would just change Pimenyimana. Utoli, I could still keep him a game in because ngamdlalisa in another position. Upemenyimana is just a waste of space, my Dlala Chiefs. I said it again. Umosha nje space ayikho ayenzayo, it doesn't add anything to the team. So I would rather have Utoli who can beat defenders for pace and maybe cross the ball in, who can play through the middle and play ama passes azoba creative going forward. But angiboni indaba ka Pimenyimana kasenzeli lutho as a team. He's just wasteful to us. So yeah, uthi ngifunda ama comments eno, Umuki says we have been beaten so much by Royal AM. I can't take it anymore. We just need to win against it to change. True, we do. And I went up through what I said this against a game in Sundowns. The difference between Chiefs winning or losing that game would be our players showing up again. This is the same thing. If our players don't show up, then we're screwed again. They will lose, and then it's month end, they will still get paid. They don't care, these ones. Bazocheba yele go TikTok by your poster. So Ntlantla says true Mpilo, a draw would feel like a loss. Ngampela foot, I can't just draw. I need a win. A good win. Good performance. A good scoreline. 3-0, 4-0. A clean sheet. I mean, why delete a comment? And then Umandla says Kune, Solomons, Ngezana, Kweneka, left back, Frosla. Or you came back again with Udove as a defensive midfielder, Mart and Stebe, and then Dupree on the left, I guess, Mtu through the middle, and Mtu on the right. Dove is the only Blom replacement I can see. Yeah, Kona, if you think about it, angazi ngimbone as that player. It's just that Abanguti, he's the one with the energy to cover left, right, and also he does have a pass in him. So I get where you're coming from. And then Liberty official says, what's going on with Dube? Isn't he a left-footed centre back? Maybe we can see him play so that Dove can go to left back now. In the Dube, I talked about it yesterday. He's living in Chiefs. If he hasn't played a single game the entire season, then forget what he's going to play this season. It's just not happening. He's living in Chiefs with Dube fell. And then Ufani says Dolly was not match fit last week, yet he was forced to start the match, guys. Come on. I don't know. As far as I know, Dolly, the other time he didn't play that other game because of protocols, a concussion and stuff like that. So he was, as far as I know, match fit. Angiyazi ukuthi he was match unfit, but still, in Dolly, people were not complaining about ukuthi he wasn't chasing enough. In Dolly were complaining ukuthi Ebola fell onto his feet and then he couldn't finish simple chances. Ebola is coming straight to him and he fails to stretch a leg. Fana nalento le ukuthi abantu bethi uBhimingimana has scored 7 goals as if manje sekumele sikhohle lamanye awagejayo. So it's the same thing ukuthi uDoli was match unfit, but akusho ukuthi uzogeja ibhola umile. Alidinga ukuthi uliqhubhe nakulqhubha lelo bhola useboxini kora. So ngeke ngimenzele excuse umuntu azihlisi. Luvuyo says hi Mpilo, I think this is the game we need to turn the corner. That's the thing, we've been saying the same thing. It's the same thing that I've been saying ukuthi against after Njamazulu kahle. Wait, egemini yamazulu we're supposed to turn the corner. And in fact, we Pirates ngase ngithe with turn the corner. We Arrows sa win, but then saqala sa drop off kancane ngesecond half. And then kwi game yeSekukhune savele sadliwa. And then saje sazodliwa futhi ke kabuhlungu amazulu. And then saphenza sazodliwa iSundowns. So manje umuntu lokho emincele nje uNkosi yami le team uJesu bakithi. uNkulunkulu hayi saze sahlupheka le team. Show up guys, show up. Abanandaba labadlali. They don't care. Like abanandaba. Hey. So manje lokhu sonke sithi okay, this game is the one. This is the game that we change our season. This is it. This is the game, and all of a sudden they still mess it up. Blade says I just need a win without conceding. At this point, even I know ukuthi ngifuna a convincing scoreline, but at this point 1-0 also could do some good. At this point I want to be convinced, I want to enjoy the win, but if it comes down to just to win the game, I'll take that over a draw. It's fine. Khosi wangibuza ke nalombuzo landela ngibuza ukuthi when's the game. The game is on Sunday at 10:30. No, so I'm looking at it's 5:30 in the South African time. And then khosi kodwa nawe wazi kanjani game ye Chiefs? Yazi ngempela ngize ngiyabheka nje ukuthi wayazi kanjani game ye Chiefs, but ke it's fine, asidlule lapho. Zikhawu is responding to Fani, says you don't need to be match fit to score a tap-in. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Udoli missed Amasita that game, and that did not require him to be match fit. So I'll leave it there for now. If you're watching after the stream, please do make sure to leave a comment. And if you're watching live and you're watching after the stream, please do make sure to also leave a comment letting me know what you think about this game. Give me your match predictions and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, remember, equals Alpelo Moy. Dun 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 dun.